Good morning. The five words we choose for our presentation are face, eye, mouth, heart, and hand. There are some linguistic features shared by the five words. First, they are all with bound form, which means the word will change from its singular form to a plural form by adding affix s. However, the affixes will not create fundamentally different words and change the meaning of the words. It shows another linguistic features of the words as they are uninflectional. Moreover, the five words are come from the same hyponymy. They are under the same hierarchy of kind of semantic relations, from general to specific. And this slide can show that the five words can be visually presented as a taxonomy.
Here we choose some very normal and simple words that I think even the children in the kindergarten or primary school have learned these words. And these five words are all related to our body. The first one is face. I think face is a magic word because you can judge a person's face, judge a person's mood by its face, and our face always express what we thought or what we think about something. Some famous companies will even use the word face as their company name. The most famous one is the Facebook. I think all of the students in Hong Kong have used it. And because the face is so normal, so I will not introduce you the meanings that almost everyone knows. I will just introduce the meaning that maybe you are not very familiar with it or something you even don't know. The first one is the face meaning as a noun, like the third sentences I have shown, with adjective a person of a particular type. I can give you an example to help you better understand it. Just like this NBA season has a lot of old faces in it, such as Kobe Bryant. And then we'll come to the word meaning of face as a verb. Here, maybe you are not familiar with the second one, confront and deal with or accept. I have give you the example. Honesty forced her to face facts. And here, the facts may be indicate to something good or something bad. So the face synonymous to this meaning is accept or brave. Accept can be used to the fact that is good, or the brave can be used to the fact that indicates that something is not so good or even a little bad, so you need to brave. Here are the context about the face. There are some interesting contexts, just like the face the music. It means to be confronted with the unpleasant consequence of one's action. It is quite similar with the face meaning of a noun, as a noun, like what we have just explained before. And the next is the face of the earth. You can use this context to describe someone have always disappeared and suddenly he appeared, and but you don't know why he or she disappeared to do what things. I think all of you are quite familiar with some context, just like in face off, lose face. It is also common. It will be also common use in Chinese, just like the lose face. And here I displayed all the context I have searched about the face, and I hope that you will feel it interesting.
Then I would like to talk about the next body part, eyes. Eyes can be used as nouns and verb. For nouns, it is used to describe one of two organs in your face that are used for seeing. For example, he has no sight in his left eye. It means that he is bright in his left eye. He cannot use his left eye to see anything. And there are two synonyms, organs of sight and eyes bone. For the verb, the meaning of eyes is to look as closely or with interest. For example, Rose eyes him wildly. There have a lot of synonyms of eyes like look at, see, observe, view, etc. Research find that it takes just 1/10 of a second for us to judge someone and make a first impression. Therefore, when it comes to relations, people's eyes can be a window into their heart in the beginning. It means that their eyes can tell a lot about their feeling. Many things about eyes are talking about love in our daily life. If you love a girl, you will use many methods to catch her eyes or get her to notice you. Once the girl set eye on you, that means she see you for the first time. You might try to give her a good first impression to attract her. If she gets hit between the eyes, in other words, you have a drawn effect on her. She wants to spend time with you to get to know you better. Then you can ask her out of a date. You will extremely happy because this girl is the apple of your eyes. It means that she is a very special person for you. Then I would like to talk about heart. Heart can be used as nouns or verb. For nouns, it has two meanings. The first meaning is the organ in your chest that sends the blood around your body. For example, his heart has stopped beating, and it means that she probably dead. And the second meaning is the central or innermost part of something. For example, right in the heart of the city. And there are a lot of synonyms of the meaning like center, central part, middle. And for the verb, heart means to like very much or to love. For example, I heart you means I love you. People believed for a long time that the heart was the center of a person's emotions. Therefore, in Chinese, the word of psychology means the study of heart. That's why the word heart is used in so many expressions about emotional situations. One expression is to lose your heart to someone. When that happens, you have fallen in love. But if the person who won your heart doesn't love you, it means that you love the person, but he or she doesn't love you. Then you are sure to have a broken heart. Broken heart means that you are really disappointing in love, and it is really hurt. And I have such an experience. So, in your pain and sadness, you might decide that person you love is hard-hearted. It means that he or she is really cool and do not influenced by any emotion. The best thing you can do at this moment is to pour out your heart to your friend. It means that to tell your friend about your personal problems or personal emotion because it can make you feel much better.
Now we will move to the word mouth. When mouth is used as a noun, there are two main word meanings of the word. First, mouth can refer to the opening and cavity in the lower part of the human face, which is surrounded by the lips and through which food is taken in and vocal sounds are emitted. For example, Ben opened his mouth. Second, mouth can mean an opening or an entrance to a hollow or an enclosed structure. For example, the mouth of a cave, and there are two synonyms of this word meaning. For example, opening and rim. When mouth is used as a verb, it can mean the move of the lips as if saying something. For example, she mouthed a silent farewell. There are two synonyms of this word meaning. They are speak and say. The second meaning is to take in or touch with the mouth. For example, puppies may mouth each other's collars during play. Now we will move to the content part. People use their mouths for many things. They eat, talk, shout, and sing. They smile and they kiss. In the English language, there are many expressions using the word mouth. For example, if you say bad things about a person, the person may protest and say, "Do not bad-mouth me." The speaker may also say, "I really put my foot in my mouth this time." If this should happen, the speaker may feel down in the mouth. In other words, he may feel sad for saying the wrong thing. Information is often spread through the word of mouth. This is general communication between people, like friends talking to each other. A more official way of getting information is through a company of government mouthpiece. This is an official spokesperson. Government-run media could also be called a mouthpiece. Sometimes, when one person is speaking, he says the same thing that his friend was going to say. When this happens, the friend may say, "You took the words right out of my mouth." Sometimes a person has a bad experience with another person. He may also say that the experience left a bad taste in my mouth. Or the person may have had a very frightening experience, like being chased by an angry dog. He may say, "I had my heart in my mouth." Some people have lots of money because they were born into a very rich family. This is an expression for this. You may say such a person was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. This rich person is the opposite of a person who lives from hand to mouth. This person is very poor and only has enough money for the most important things in life, like food. Parents may sometimes withhold sweet food from a child as a form of punishment for saying bad things. For example, if a child says things she should not say to her parents, she may be described as a naughty child. The parents may even tell the child to stop. Running my mouth means to talk profusely, and there is a special expression of mouth in Hong Kong English, which is called old mouth, and the meaning of the word means to feel shocked. And now we will move to the word hand. When hand is used as a noun, there are three main word meanings. First, it can mean the end part of a person's arm beyond the wrist, including the fingers and the thumb. Second, it can mean a person who engaged in manual labor, especially in a factory or a farm. For example, a factory hand. The synonyms of this word can be worker and helper. Moreover, it can refer to a person's handwriting. For example, he encrypted the statement in a bold hand. The synonyms of this word can be handwriting. When hand is used as a verb, there are also two main word meanings. First, it can mean to pick something up and give it to someone. For example, he handed each man a glass. The synonyms of this word can be take away from. Moreover, it can mean to hold the hands of someone in order to guide them in a specific direction. For example, he handed them into the station. The synonyms of the word can be assist, help, and aid. In our daily life, there are hundreds of expressions and combinations of words using hand in English language, and let us introduce some of the expressions that use hand. First, we will get a hand in this way. To get a hand in is to begin a job. To begin to know something about it, when we learn the job completely, it will be easy for us. We will be able to do it hands down. If we do the job well, we may end up with the upper hand, and that means to be in control or to have gained complete understanding of a situation. On the other hand, if the situation gets out of the hand, then it is out of control. We must act quickly to regain the upper hand over these expressions. We must consider another way of expressing praise. To hand it to someone, for example, I must hand it to you for understanding what we have discussed this far. You can also lend a hand to someone, but without really giving up your hand. You lend a hand when you help someone. You offer them a helping hand. If someone is kind enough to lend us a hand, then we surely do not want to bite the hand that feeds us. We do not want to repay his kindness by treating him badly. Now, with that out of the way, we have a free hand to continue introducing other hand expressions. To have a free hand in a situation is good. It means you are free to act without getting permission from someone else. Maybe you can also find a friend who wants to take a hand in our project. It will have to be someone who is interested in these expressions. For example, we had find a friend who wants to take a hand in our project, in our group presentation, as we three are all interested with these 5 words. Your friend may want to work in group with us. This is good, because that means he wants to work closely with us as a group covers the hand. Of course, there is also a danger that he may look at our project and decide to take it in hand, which means he wants to take it over. If that happens, we may throw up our hands because the situation seems hopeless. In fact, we may decide that it is time for us to end this project, to wash our hands of hand expressions. In our presentation, we have gone through the linguistic description, word meanings, and context of the 5 words, and they are face, eyes, hand, heart, and mouth. And that's all we would like to share. And thank you, Chris, for teaching us in this semester. Thank you.